Hey guys, I'm Todd at Wood & Wire.
And I'm Ellis from DadShoeGazers.
And today we're demoing the Barely Driven, the latest endeavor from DadShoeGazers.
Right on.
Beautiful. Okay, so you just heard the Barely. Let's talk about what we're using today. We got the PRS.
Yeah, this is a SE Paul's guitar, and shout out, this beautiful instrument. I absolutely love this thing. Right now I've got a kind of split coil on the bridge pickup, so that's running a single coil, and a humbucker here on the neck, so it's a balanced sound. I've just got a little bit of the tone rolled off so that bridge pickup doesn't ice pick your eardrums out.
Good call. And then we're running into a Mesa Boogie F30 on the clean channel. All the EQs at noon. We got a touch of reverb on there because you absolutely need it.
You have to have reverb.
And the volume is a respectable level to get our job done here today.
Under 89 decibels. It's important.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the Barely.
Well, I've been kind of like a lot of players obsessed with finding the perfect transparent overdrive and couldn't, so I decided to make one for myself.
Awesome. Yes. And I do hear transparent drive all the time here at the shop. Let's define what transparent means.
Okay, so for me what transparent means is when you're not clipping, there is no effect. I mean, it's essentially a unity gain buffer. And I wanted the effect to be able to park kind of right under the edge of breakup and to respond to your pick attack. So on a gentle pick attack, it's just not there. But then when you get after it, you're able to hit the power rails there and get that nice kind of warm, distorted sound that we've all come to love so much.
Yes. You know, I think a lot of people like the transparent drives to get you to that edge of breakup sound. They're not necessarily going full ham with a fuzz or something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I guess let's define that edge of breakup.
Yeah, so, I mean, what we're talking about is your signal's a sine wave, right? And the edge of breakup is where that sine wave is just right about at the ceiling. Imagine this room here, and as it hits the ceiling right there, that's the distorted sound, that clipping sound that we all like to hear. So Barely Driven is about being able to park your signal right on that edge so that your hand is able to control which side of clipping you're sitting on, if that's making sense.
Yeah, the usual amount.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously there's a ton of pedals out there. Why would someone want the Barely?
Yeah, so what I found is and this comes from a lot of breadboarding with this circuit, every kind of diode I added, and whether I added soft clipping or hard clipping diodes, they were always shaping the tone. They're always shaping the sine wave. Mm-hmm. And what I realized through my own kind of simulations and through my own breadboarding experience was that my favorite way to hit the edge of breakup was actually to have no clipping diodes at all and to actually let the signal clip on the rails of the op amp, which is actually exactly how an amplifier clips. It's not trying to color your tone. It's when you hit the power rails, then it kind of abruptly starts to turn into a more square wave.
Crank up the power and all of a sudden it's breaking up.
Exactly, right. The problem is that
you're shaking the windows.
Yeah, and anything over 89 decibels is permanently damaging your hearing. So,
hearing,
tinnitus
might be important. Okay, so we talked about no filtering. Obviously, if we're looking at the pedal, we've got treble and bass. So what's going on there?
What I actually discovered is there's a thing called a Baxandall tone stack, and it's actually an active tone stack. So most of your tone knobs on a pedal are actually a high pass filter or a low pass filter, and you're just attenuating, you're just taking out either highs or lows. Okay. What a Baxandall does, it allows you to boost your highs and lows plus or minus 10 decibels or attenuate them. And what that allows you to do is, the way I like to use is with the trebles boosted, so that those trebles are being pushed across the edge of breakup more and earlier than your lows are.
Okay. So it's pretty a fairly simple pedal, really.
Yeah.
It's not trying to do, 800 things in one pedal. It's just a good transparent drive.
Exactly.
So let's hear it some more then.
Yeah, so my whole focus again was getting the amp-like breakup without having to blow out your eardrums. So, let's give a classic kind of a clean tone song, which Jimmy played into a cranked Marshall amp, which ears, That's kind of what I really want to be able to get out of this thing is that parky sound. Now, one of the things I really love about this effect is actually right in the joke of the name.
Sure.
At lower gains, it is barely driven. It's a boost. But just like an amp, once you cross that threshold, it's a bear and turns quite promptly into a fuzz. So if we want to take a look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't have to... And let's do some different EQ too.
Yeah, all right. So let's have a look at a bass booster. So a lot thicker, a lot fuzzier of a sound when you go and you boost the bass through instead of the trebles, as you may have noticed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So here we can do like a bass cut. And that gives you a really nice lo-fi, because again, we're pulling, we're now attenuating pretty heavily, right?
Yeah, it sounds nice. So this whole time we've been using the PRS with humbuckers. Let's try some single coils for guys like me who prefer them.
Absolutely. So I got my American Pro 2 Fender here. What I really love, you mentioned a little bit about fattening up single coils. So a single coil pickup is putting out a 0.135 millivolts signal, right? It's the amplitude you're signing, right? Something like the humbuckers on that PRS I was just playing are putting out a 0.5 millivolt signal.
Okay.
The first thing that this effect does is it actually has a buffer in it that's going to take whatever amplitude wave I put in and send it back out as a 5 millivolt signal without coloring the tone in any way. So if you just leave this thing at noon, it will not color your tone, but it'll increase the literal size of the little sine wave to the same as humbuckers. So this thing actually is really, really neatly responsive to other pickups and a really non-combative is the way I think about it. And of course, like any good Strat boy, I love a treble booster. Oh,
beautiful.
Thank you. I love this. I genuinely love this effect, man. I know you're not supposed to like your own.
Oh, you're supposed to love your own stuff.
Yeah, I made it for me. So yeah.
Well, cool. So I think that pretty much gives people an idea of what the Barely does, what it's about. Obviously, just purely aesthetically, it's a gorgeous pedal. It's got the gold finish. I love the copper knobs, probably more than I should. Something about it just really does it for me personally. The bear kind of giving you a high five. It's awesome. Yeah. Everything about it's awesome.
I was looking for if a lazy bear chose the aesthetic of a guitar finish. So I thought all the worn stuff. It's got gold flake in it. It's with all sparkles.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it's all handmade by you here in the valley. Yeah. It's just a great pedal. You can pick them up here at the shop, or you can pick them up directly through you online.
Yep.
Swing by, give it a demo, try it for yourself. They're great pedals. Everything you've made so far has been awesome.
Thank you, man.
This is just kind of the latest offering. Come give them a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And always, any input, any requests, I am all ears. I love to learn. So try one out. Let me know what you think. Like it, love it, hate it. I am all ears. So
sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Cool.
Dude, we did it.
Woo!